It's day 43 of quarantine for Jeff and I. I don't know where you are in that number, but I think that we're all not just doing the best that we can. I think that there is good that can be found today, actually, and I'm going to share a couple of those at the end of this. Read a couple of really great posts on social media about people finding the beauty and the joy in this. We realized last week that we hit the milestone of 80 podcasts. I tell you, it's just the example. If you just keep going, all of a sudden you go, wow, we've done 80 of these. That's so cool. I was reading through emails yesterday. I don't know if I get a lot of emails from all kinds of places that I've purchased something here or there, and yesterday it came through, I think it was on CB2, but I can't remember. And the title said Cure for Boredom, which, what they were encouraging you to do was to buy a chair or something. But I was like, Cure for Boredom. And then it went on to talk about keeping you entertained. And it just, like that, it was one of those things that hit me that I'm like, but isn't some of the problem leading up to this point that we all needed to be entertained, that there's this constant filling of time, and that really it can lull you into a place where you're entertained and not bored, but you're not necessarily moving forward or gaining a better perspective, or something that I'm so passionate about, a clearer sense of self and purpose, which at the end of the day, I know that I've used these 40 days and counting to really do some soul searching, and I'm thankful for that. And I've already now, because it has been 43 days, I can look at the journaling that I've done and go back and go, wow, look what I've discovered even in this time frame. And I think that that's so important for us all to be doing. One of the mentors, leaders that we really look up to would always talk about, we need to fight the weapons of mass distraction. Distraction is something that our society has just, it's become just a part of our daily lives, the constant holding on to our phone or looking at the distraction of social media. And the danger, it lies in getting to the point where then it does feel like Groundhog Day. I don't know if you've seen, but I've seen people talk about it's a little Groundhog Day-ish feeling in this process, but it doesn't have to be. We're working on a project for models, and we're excited. It's taken a little bit of time. And again, we've used this time to not just sit or entertain ourselves, but to go, hey, you know what? Let's work on this. And honestly, it's been kind of fun. It's taking longer than we thought, but that's okay. We have a lot of time, so that's okay. But one of the sessions early on in this project is, in fact, it's essentially the first one after kind of explaining the direction that we're going, is it begins with you. I think that people think that in the modeling world, it's just that you're beautiful and then you're successful. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. In the celebrity world, or in any level of achievement, in any endeavor, I think if you don't know who you are, there's always going to be, you're going to hit a wall. And having done what we've been doing for so many years, 20 plus years, 25 and counting, we've learned, we've realized we've almost had these case studies, almost 200 of them through the years, of what makes somebody successful, what elevates a person, how did it not work for this person, and why did it work so well with this person? And so you have these decades to look at and go, well, a gigantic part of it is that the ones who have a sense of who they are and go for it and don't hold themselves in an identity of what they used to be or what they've always thought of themselves as, they really go on to achieve a lot more. This time that we have, I just can't encourage you enough to carve out some of that time. I've shared that I've been doing that, and it's made a giant difference. I was looking for a specific post to share as part of the podcast, and when I went into Instagram, I went into the Explorer page, and I just so happened to see a girl that a few years back we had represented, and it was a picture that, to be honest, looks like a picture that a lot of girls post on social media that is a very filtered sense of themselves, image of themselves, very filtered, kind of gazing off. And knowing what I know about this young woman, one of the sad things for her is that she didn't have a sense of herself. And I felt that her parents made it easy to not have to find out who she was. Determining that and working through things isn't easy, but the results are just so valuable. Anyway, then you click on the picture and it said to see more posts like this. And I started scrolling down and I literally couldn't believe what I was seeing, because it was one girl after the next with the same very filtered imagery, kind of gazing off into the distance. And to be honest, their eyes looked a little blank to me. It's easy to focus on presenting yourself to the world, and this doesn't just happen with models, in a way that you think that they want to see you, or in a way that you always have, or in a view of perfection. Instead of going, I owe it to myself and I owe it to the world to become 100% of who I am meant to be. The world needs engaged, bright sense of purpose. And you don't get there by entertaining yourself or spending a lot of time on the exterior. That's interior work. That's the kind of work that you have to dig in and find who you are and uncover some of those gems of your childhood that were just part of who you are. I don't know who shared this quote earlier in the week, if I saw it on television or something, but it stopped me to the point it was like, I need to put this in my phone. It's from Nina Simone. You use up everything you got trying to give everybody what they want. It's that can happen in a relationship with a spouse, with friends, with a teacher, with parents, that we give what we think that people want instead of going, wait a minute, I need to focus on who I am and what I'm supposed to bring to the table. It's just really, really important. So our friend Wes Veldink, he lives in New York City. Many of you would know him from styling alongside Tia at Tribute. He's just a wonderful human being, and he lives in New York, and we have many friends who are in New York, obviously, but I've really loved the stuff that he has been sharing during this unprecedented time. He's shared some really beautiful videos of at night at 7:00 when everyone does makes the noise and cheers on for the frontline workers. And there's lots of people who've been sharing beautiful things. That Stephen Lee, I love when he does it, the same thing. So I told Wes, keep sharing, because I find it beautiful and encouraging. And I use that time to really pray for that city that we love so much. So today he posted on Facebook, I'm asking strangers, how are you? And getting real response for the first time. Life is beautiful. I was like, I feel like there's a little bit of fear and anxiety that has been kind of covering everything, that is starting to go, it's just like a little down, and we've talked about that too. Another friend, James Scully, was talking about, he went out on the streets and the patterns are starting to be a little bit different. And he talked about how on his face mask, he drew a smile, which I thought was the sweetest thing. And he just had a wonderful thing to share about what that is like. And I'm like, the eyes are the window to the soul. And I don't want to see a blank, perfect picture. I want to see a sense of purpose, a sense of peace, a sense of happiness that only comes and can come through a time like this, where you rediscover the layers and the beauty of who you are. The past is behind us, the future is bright, and we need to take this time to continue to find that special thing about us. This was another beautiful post that I wanted to share about that spark inside, that thing that sometimes with the distractions and the busyness we can let go of. This is a father of one of our models who's been modeling with us forever. His name is Jack, and I'm going to read because I thought this was really beautiful. He said, "I've been working outdoor pedestrian traffic control at Costco for the last 3 weeks. I've seen thousands of people every day. As long as they don't have sunglasses with the mask, their feelings can be told. A person's eyes say it all. I have seen a lot of beautiful people with fantastic eye smiles over this time, and dealt with a few real pips, as he put them, as well. The nice, wonderful people far outweigh the knuckleheads. I have been the first Costco person they see and embrace with what we are doing to help protect everyone and how this process works. I meet them eye to eye with a warm, friendly, masked face, and usually get one in return. I can spot the fearful, the angry, the frustrated, the stressed, the happy, the grateful, the loving, the content, the liars, and the truths. All of the human emotions can be seen in the eyes if we just take a second to look." Oh, I think what's so beautiful about that is the eyes are the window to the soul, and our soul holds our purpose. It holds what is uniquely you. And in this time that feels so uncertain, in a lot of ways, it allows us time to not just entertain ourselves, not just not be bored, not just flip, scroll, not just take pictures and filter them to look perfect, because none of us are, but to dig down deep and realize whether it's a model or what a person endeavoring for new things, at the end of the day, it all boils down to, do you know who you are? Have you found that purpose? If you've set it aside, this is the perfect time to pick it up and rediscover what that is, because we are going to come out on the other side of this. And just like these people have shared, it's what's on the inside that matters. It's how you were designed and how you were made. And it's absolutely one of the most important things you'll ever take the time to do. And that is to really dig down deep and do the work and have the quiet time to imagine every possibility that you were made for. And this time of quarantine, this time of stopping, can be a gift if we use that time to not just be entertained or not just not be bored, but to really discover who we're meant to be. I hope you have a beautiful week. I love all these creative ways of having a face mask and still sharing joy with other people. I agree that we carry it in our eyes, and we shouldn't be afraid to engage with each other because we're all in this together. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next Monday.